Hello again everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're at JFK, John F. Kennedy Airport, New York in the States. Doing a members requested flight from JFK all the way down to Orlando in Florida to go see SeaWorld. So welcome to all of you guys. If you're new to the channel, please do click subscribe while you're here and give us a like as well throughout today's stream. We're in the Heavy Division 787 mod. Alberto, hello, welcome. Made by Heavy Division, and we're also checking out the FT-Sim Plus sounds as well. We've got the free demo version, there's a paidware version as well, but I'm just checking out the free option first to see what I think. And already actually, whilst setting up today for the flight, I've noticed some really nice sounds. So only the basic demo pack, certainly enough to enjoy so far, and hopefully we'll hear bits throughout as well. David, good morning. Dan, hello as well. Welcome, guys. Hope you're all okay. Of course, as well, we've got Latin VFR's scenery too. And we've got a few of the folks flying along as well. Dan, Dylan as well, flying along too. You'll have to excuse the level of detail on the liveries there. That's MSFS for you. And the 787 liveries. There we go. There's a couple of other folk there behind us as well. JFK, notoriously shocking on frames, sadly, so it's going to be a bit jumpy and stuttery, I fear, for the first few minutes of the journey today. A couple of you guys asking about how good Heavy Division is. It's exceptionally good, really very good. A lot of the work's based off what Working Title have done originally. This is Latin VFR's AREX North America scene add-on, by the way, for custom ground vehicles. Jeff, good morning. What they've done with Heavy Division is they've taken the Working Title Flight Plan Manager. Let's head into the flight deck. The Working Title Flight Plan Manager and some of the Salty systems as well, Salty Sim stuff. And then they've gone ahead and vigorously edited it all and made it work for the 787. So there's a working ADRS, custom PFD decals, the FMS is exceptionally good, and you can see here FMC pre-flight complete because I've given it all the data it needs up to departure. And the flight plan manager works really well. It can also do automated holds, something that the A320X can't do yet, and it doesn't bug out on you like the A320 does when you select a direct to or a SID or a star or anything like that. It just wipes everything at the moment for some reason. This doesn't. It works beautifully well, really well. Any update on the Quality Wing 787? A few guys are asking there. Maruthi and Riley, good question. Nothing yet. They are still radio silent. Matthew, you're in JFK right now, and are you at Terminal 8? If so, I'll flash the lights at you if you're in there somewhere. And Cythera, hello to you as well. Loads of buttons up here as well work for those of you who haven't found the 787 Heavy Division mod yet. APU is on. New sounds. Mobile Gamer, hello. Now, do we have an APU? I want to system status. It's been a little while since I was in this last. APU RPM 100, lovely. So I'm not sure what you guys flying along have got configured, but I've gone for Dylan. Good morning. I've gone for the Happy 6 departure using runway 22 right. I'm not sure what that looks like for you guys who are flying the route as well. Cytheria, yeah, just bringing the Fokker F-28. That's going to be awesome. Real old school. And Thomas, yeah, of course, definitely join in. Everybody's welcome to fly along if you're confident with VATSIM. So that's our departure for today, and then our route to WAVEY, EMJAY, Yazoo, ZZ, all the way down through 5 pages. We've used the SimBrief integration with the Heavy Division mod for this, so we've just sucked that all the way through. Dylan, that's why I've selected runway 22, just because winds are 230 degrees at 9 knots. but I don't fly from JFK, so I don't know what's the runway that they usually use. Dan's, are you doing the Happy 6 as well, Dan? Or are you doing the JFK 5 like Dylan? So theory, yeah, so next month, in fact we're almost into July, at the end of this month there are going to be some significant performance increases to the glass cockpits aircraft within MSFS. So you can expect potentially up to, let's pop in a VOR in here. 2.2 is not that small, Dylan. It's it's 3,682 meters. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so you can expect around 10 to 15 frames per second more apparently, which is quite cool. Right, let's have a little look here. So runway 22 right, and we're going to depart straight out 232. I don't think we need the gateway climb. Not quite sure what the gateway climb is, to be honest. I don't fly out of here often enough. I tend to, try and avoid it. Happy 6, fire radar vectors to Happy, maintain 5,000, expect clearance to filed altitude, flight level 10 minutes after departure. Cool, so we'll fly runway heading after departure, then we'll vector ourselves to Happy. Although the aeroplane will probably want us to go straight there potentially, so all good. Get rid of system, ICAS, pull that range out. Cool. Yeah, that's looking fine. I might go direct to WAVEY, to be honest, if there's no ATC. And what's the QNH? We need to set our pressure. 3005, which is a Mercury. There we go. Can't change that one, sadly, still. So, I'll show you guys Navigraph. There we go, we'll track our flight on Volanta as well. So, departing 22 right, roughly, and we're going to want to head runway heading, and then we're going to head south towards Happy. I'm going to tune that Kennedy VOR of 115.9 as well, so don't let me forget that before we go. 115.9. And then you can see here that we're actually going to head out to runways 22 right, departures, Happy 6. There we go. So we're going to head up to Happy and then down to WAVEY, but at Happy I'm probably going to go direct to EMJAY, to be honest, and join that Juliet 174 airway straight away, because that seems to make more sense. So I might delete WAVEY off the flight plan. In fact, yeah, I think I might. And while I remember, I need to set that VOR. .9. So rad nav, or nav rad. 115.9. That's all we've got really to tune. We can go ahead and activate that as well. VOR left. Okay. So what's our current position then? We're at gate 16 and we want 22 right. So we're going to push and start facing north at Terminal 8. We've got a couple of aeroplanes behind us. So once he's clear, we'll push and start. Not sure if we're on Unicom. No. Okay. William, welcome back. Let's have a little catch up while we're waiting for the aeroplane behind us. Oh, Alberto, thanks. Yeah, we don't need 4,400 meters today.
Kennedy traffic, American 315 Delta, taxiing runway 22 right via Alpha, Foxtrot, Echo, holding short, 31
Beacon.
right, Kennedy traffic.
Kennedy traffic, American 165 heavy, stand Foxtrot 16, Terminal 8, push and start facing north. Here we go. RIP frames. I like light mode in Navigraph. Oh, you know what I need to do? Check my controls. I think, yes, we're still on the CLJ profile. We don't want that, because when we land I won't have a reverse thrust.
American 414, push and start facing north after American 165.
So, engine start, and because of the APU bug, what we need to do is start the engines.
American 0704, we're going to hold short for the 2 aircraft pushing back before our pushback, but we will be pushing back from Foxtrot 5 facing north.
Whoa, that was sensitive. So what I do, I wait for the N2 to rise to about there, then I go fuel cut off, then turn the pumps on. And it just about kicks everything in time, nicely. We don't need to worry about Skytrack today, it's not a Fly UK route.
Kennedy traffic, Virgin 26 Kilo is passing the Kilo Alpha holding short runway 22 right to the process.
That sound awesome. Okay, let's tug forwards, just so we can get the guys out behind a bit more whilst we start up. Right, fuel in. Paul, good afternoon. Hope you're okay. You're in the middle of a test, I think, aren't you?
Traffic, American 0704. We're gonna push back. Well, we're gonna push back pretty far so you can stay ahead of us. Foxtrot 5 facing north.
So these are the FT sim sounds. Christopher, hello. We're pushing nice and clear.
This is American 0704. Are we able to fit in behind you for pushback?
That should be enough space. Sounds awesome. Part brake, end push back, bye bye tug. So, Orlando Avgeek, hello, welcome. And yeah, we're heading to Orlando. That spawned Let's whack it all out to TARA, shall we? Why not? And we want flaps 10. The new sounds sound brilliant. We're using the Luke Air tool for the safety demonstration as well, of course.
Please direct your attention to the monitors located throughout the cabin for a brief safety message about aircraft. Your attention, please.
Hey, traffic, American 26 crossing.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for your attention. It's time to get you ready for takeoff.
Lovely. On.
We know you have lots of choices.
They're all good,
So
that's
thanks for
stable.
choosing
Let's turn the
American.
APU off.
We're happy to be your airline. Now, if you'll just follow along with me, we'll be on our way.
New York traffic, Virgin 26 Kilo is line up runway 22 right.
Welcome aboard. Before we depart, here are some important safety
Quickly get
instructions.
the charts. And we're at Tango Alpha. So we're going to 22 right. We need to go.
First things first, let's buckle those belts. Insert the
Tango
metal
Alpha.
end into the buckle and pull the strap to tighten. To open, simply
American
lift
0704
and
Heavy,
unbuckle the
pushback,
buckle.
plus up 5,
If you're
facing
seated
north.
in the premium cabin and your seat is also equipped with a shoulder belt, fasten the
Victor.
belt by attaching it to the buckle until you hear a click.
Charlie.
If you're seated in the premium cabin
Echo.
and your seat is equipped with the push button,
Kennedy
insert
traffic,
the
American
metal fitting
165
into the
Heavy,
buckle and
taxiing
pull the
to
strap tighten.
runway 22
Then
right
fasten
via
the
Tango
shoulder
Alpha,
belt by
Bravo,
attaching it to the buckle until
cross
you hear a
runway
click.
13
To
left,
open, simply
Victor,
press on the
Charlie
button.
and
The shoulder
Echo.
belt must be worn during taxi, takeoff, and landing. And remember, seatbelts should be fastened whenever you're seated, just in case of unexpected turbulence.
Kennedy traffic, American.
To get us on our way, make sure your seat is up, all electronic devices are put away, and your tray table is stowed. If you have a carry-on, push it all the way under the seat in front of you. If it won't fit, place it
Yeah,
in
the steering's not
overhead
too
bin.
bad, James. You've just got to keep a bit of speed, and if you've got
If you have a handheld device,
Ooh,
please switch
losses.
it to airplane mode now.
yeah, you've got to keep a bit of speed. But if you've got rudder pedals like I have, then you can use differential braking just to sort of help
US law
force that
prohibits
tight turn a
smoking,
bit more.
including electronic
Yes, yes,
cigarettes,
yes,
at any time. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying smoke detectors in the lavatories may result in
You
a
go
fine.
too slow,
US
you'll
law
find that it will
requires
stop
all to
steering.
comply with lighted and
So there's a bit of a
posted
sweet
signs
spot.
And crew member instructions. Now let's review the safety card. Please pay close attention, and before you know it, we'll be off. All exits on this airplane are clearly marked. Take a moment to locate the nearest one. Keep in mind, it may be behind you. All exits have evacuation slides to use in an emergency.
Tom, it would be great, wouldn't it, if I knew how to do that?
Jump onto the slide and
Actually
move
play
away
the
from
safety
airplane.
demonstration for you guys while I taxi out. That would be quite cool. Come on, taxi. Turn, turn, turn.
Slides at every door can be detached and used
Mobile
as
gamer.
ramps. You'll find the exact location on your safety card.
About 2.5 hours.
This aircraft is designed with escape lighting on or near the floor. A sign will indicate you have reached your exit.
Dylan, you're not going to be late. You're just going to be a couple of minutes behind.
In the
It's
event of
fine.
an evacuation, escape path lighting will appear. Follow the lights until you've reached your exit. Leave all carry-ons behind. Just head quickly and safely to the nearest exit, and don't forget, it may be behind you. Now, if the airplane loses pressure, oxygen masks will drop automatically. While remaining seated with your seatbelt fastened, hold down on the mask or the red streamer to extend the tubing.
Right,
The
how we
yellow
doing?
cup goes over your nose and mouth like so, then slip the band over your head to secure the
Tom,
mask to your face.
you'll have to ask the crew then. I
The
can't
band
help.
adjusts automatically.
Hey, we're
Normal
clear right.
breathing will start the flow of oxygen. And remember
And we're clear
to
left.
always put your own mask on first before helping others.
Kennedy traffic, American 165 Heavy crossing,
Life
runway
vests are
13 left.
located either under, next to, or between your seat. To remove the vest, pull the tab
Taxi
or
lights,
compartment
strobes,
handle
I
to
mean.
break the seal. For help locating them, see your safety card. Remove the vest from the package like this. Put the vest over your head, wrap the strap around your waist, attach the buckle, and pull tight. Once outside, pull the tab to inflate your vest or blow into the red tube on the side. In the water, a light on your vest will illuminate. And please, only
Yes.
inflate your vest outside the airplane.
Yeah, we don't have any
If
problems in
necessary,
Orlando.
a vest will be distributed by a flight attendant.
Roberto,
The
thank you very
safety
much, that's
card
really
shows
kind.
how to use it.
Echo, Kennedy traffic.
The crew will now be coming around to do a final cabin check. After takeoff, we'll be back with more information. And if you need anything, don't hesitate to ask.
Frames,
As always,
they're
we're here to
okay.
make your flight great.
It's JFK.
Because
I tend to get
great
hit
is
quite
what
hard with
we're
frames.
going for.
As the video stated, ladies and gentlemen, the flight attendants will be in the
Okay, traffic, American 0724 Heavy.
Kieran, hello, welcome.
Tango
Very
Alpha,
good, thanks.
Flags are in the upright
Delta Bravo,
position.
Charlie, Echo.
Your
Number
tray
22.
tables are stowed, your seat belts are fastened, and your cell phones are in airplane mode for our departure. We appreciate your cooperation.
Kennedy traffic, American 315 Delta, continuing taxi on Echo to hold short.
Trying to think how to fly this thing. It's been a while. I've been trying to learn the DC-6, so this is the complete opposite to the DC-6. Yeah, the Crossroad Pond would be fantastic. There's who's that in an American Airlines Dreamliner in front? Apparently, flights to the US, or in the US rather, down from say the north of the US down to Florida, have been unprecedented, and some airports have been having 7 flights a day down to Miami, which is incredible. So, we're just going to follow the company traffic.
Kennedy traffic, American 315 Delta, lining up 22 right via Echo, American Kennedy traffic.
We're a massive aeroplane, don't forget, and well, that's in the way, isn't it? So we want a nice wide turn, almost as if the nose wheel is going to go over the curb here, because we want to actually turn with the main gear staying on the yellow line. You can see there, like that. Otherwise you'll find that the main gear goes over the pavement or the grass. Those of you who aren't used to flying it. James, nice, that's going to be fantastic. So nice to see Asobo took a lot of care with their airport creation, their handmade JFK. Kennedy traffic, American 165 Heavy, holding at Echo in sequence. So who's that? Is that Dan? And this isn't Echo Echo.
Kennedy traffic, American 414 holding in sequence off of Echo, GT right.
The sounds outside are fantastic with this FT sim thing. Let's see. Great flying this, and it certainly works a lot better. Now we've got heavy division, exceptionally good progress. There he goes. Little screenshot of that for Discord. Oops, wrong button. Kennedy traffic, American 165 Heavy, VAR Echo, lining up runway 22 right. Strobes. Oh, he's airborne already. Massive runway. Threshold's displaced all the way down there, as you guys can see, but the arrows mean that we can actually start a takeoff roll from here, but we can't land on this surface. Frex, good afternoon. The creator of the fantastic American Airlines livery, as well as our 787 and 747 channel liveries as well. It's nice to be back in the beast. Let's get our range up for our departure. Extreme pull, differential braking, and if you've not got rudder pedals with toe brakes like I have, then
Kennedy traffic, American 414 holding short. at 22 right at Echo.
Yeah, asymmetrical thrust, that's one, or setting a keybind. So you can see here I can control both the brakes independently of one another because I've got rudder pedals. But I'd imagine you can set 2 keys on your keyboard to do the same. So, it's about 2 minutes. Landing lights on, everything else is ready to go, and we wanted LNAV, VNAV, and apparently now you can click toga and that does something, but it doesn't actually do anything, I don't think. Oh well. Kennedy traffic, American 165 heavy, departing runway 22 right, happy 6 departure. Bit of brakes.
Traffic, American 074 heavy, crossing runway. Hold on a second. 31 right at Delta Bravo.
What's that?
Kennedy traffic, American 414, lining up 22 right.
You see how big the displaced threshold is. That's why 22 right was no problem for us at all. Rotate. Well, the sim does not like JFK at all. Positive rate, go up. Like a homesick angel. Straight up.
JFK traffic, American 54 heavy, currently for arrival for to the left, descending 5000 for to the left.
That's auto throttle on. And we'll turn on the bay. Cool. There we go. Kennedy traffic, American 165 heavy airborne passing 2000. The sounds are a lot quieter with this mod. Rich, yeah, thank you. It's been a while. Spent too much time in the DC-6 trying to learn that, I think.
Kennedy traffic, American 414.
There's JFK down below.
22 right, direct WAVEY.
With being on pilot, you say that, but when I've flown on a Dreamliner before, and I found it particularly loud.
04 heavy, landing at runway 22 right behind the departing traffic. Let's go direct WAVEY. Okay, that's flaps clean. Trike's on, weather map's on. Disarm, speed brake. $7,000. There's the other angle. I'm not even sure you guys can hear it, it's that quiet. Rather nice though. Kennedy traffic, American 414, passenger 2100.
Okay, traffic American 0704 heavy, takeoff runway 22 right at JFK.
Okay, traffic, for heavy, and we are 17 minutes in front of.
Yeah, I was really surprised when I flew the Dreamliner. Actually, I found it quite loud. And let it manage its climb speed again, I think. Le Gamer, hello, bonjour, welcome. It's a little tip. I'm not sure if I can show you guys actually. Oops. Let's see. It's in here. Which one is it? Init ref, perf, the takeoff, actually it will let me show you, here we go, so thrust limitations, you click that once and it will put it in its own data, which is all well and good, and leave takeoff at -10%, you'll see that it will say sell here alongside climb 1. Now, if you select climb 2, you get this really nice, gradual climb out instead, which is really good. So I highly recommend that. And there we go. We're on the flight path. That's the super zoomed in version. Let's say 0.5 miles. We're on that quite nicely. And away we go. Miami. No, Orlando. Same region.
And we do thank you for your attention. Once we have reached a safe and comfortable cruising altitude, your flight attendants will be to up the cabin to offer you beverages of your choice, followed by our international flagship meal service.
American 0704 heavy,
During the course of our flight, snacks and beverages will be available.
We're going to engage high-speed climb.
If at any given point you wish to sleep undisturbed, we do ask that you kindly display all fastened seatbelts on the outside of all garments or blankets, so as your crew does do frequent safety checks. And failure to see your seatbelt will result in having to awaken you for compliance. We thank you in advance for your cooperation.
Yeah, James, go for it. Enjoy. It's Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think somebody asked what sim this is. Johnny, have you got Premium Deluxe already, or have you got, say, Standard Edition MSFS and you'd need to upgrade? Because if you've got the Standard Edition or the Premium Edition that doesn't have the 787, don't pay the upgrade fee, because it's rather extortionately priced, I'll probably say. So you could save yourself a little bit of money and just wait for the Quality Wing 787 instead, which is going to be incredibly good, and I don't think it's too far off. There's the good old passenger cabin view. George, hello. It's going well, thanks. And you're going to fly the 787 today. Awesome. What route are you going to be doing? That's the question. If you want these custom views, by the way, guys, I've put it on flightsim.to. Have I got live weather on? Yes. God, is it really this nice in New York at the moment for weather? Boeing, yeah, TCAS should work. I've not tried it in the 787 though, so perhaps we'll find out today. The A32NX is going to have some TCAS updates coming soon by fly-by-wire, and what they've been able to do is actually add in all of the climb alerts, messages and sounds, which is quite cool. And they've coded it in based upon different events of threats and things like that. So that'll be coming soon. Really exciting. Johnny, what version of Microsoft Flight Simulator do you have then? Dylan, it does save a bit of time, but you're going to bunch up with everybody else, and that's the issue, I guess. So you're going to have to manage your separation with everybody. There's our banana for top of climb. Cruise altitude of 38,000 feet today. James, welcome on board. Going straight for gold frequent flyer. Nice. Thanks very much. Standard pressure, I forgot that. Whoopsie doopsie. And we could probably clear that VOR selection as well. There. Nice one, James. Welcome on board. Gold Frequent Flyer, thank you very much. Make sure if you're on our Discord server, you drop us a little ping and we'll get you added into the Club Lounge for all members and the Gold Concorde Lounge inside Discord as well. Oh, Johnny, you have Premium Deluxe already? Oh, perfect then. Then this is a no-brainer for you. You definitely want the 787 mod. It's quite fantastic. There we go. Doctor on board, hello, welcome. How are you doing? Hope you're well. Yeah, I could probably turn the brightness up of this a little bit. Let's see. Oops. That's the one we want. There we go. So we're on auto throttle, we've got autopilot on, and we're in LNAV and VNAV speed. So VNAV is deciding what speed we're climbing at based upon our profiles. You can see it's targeting 310 at the moment. And if we go into here, we can see that economical climb 310 knots up to a cruise of flight level 180. And then for cruise, again 310 knots. And targeting an M1 of 76.2%. Wojtek, hello, welcome. And then we've got bits for descent to consider as well. So descending down to 10,000 foot at 281 knots, then 250 below, of course. So recently flew the 787 from Warsaw to Dublin, and the FPS was okay, but near Dubai, sorry, not Dublin, it dropped to 5. That will be a manipulator's issue. That's just more of a wider problem with the sim actually, and the way that it deals with long haul. I don't think we can fix it yet. Although the update on the 27th of July, I think it's supposed to come. That's going to offer significant performance upgrades, especially for glass cockpit aircraft like this one. We can look forward to and potentially enjoy an extra 15 or so frames per second. Dylan, actually, auto-arming of approach mode is in the A320s from what a real pilot's told me. And the idea is that, Paul, nice one, thank you very much. I hope they did well, and I'll see you soon. So the point of the decel mode.
And there whack laters.
Always struggles. Yeah, but Wendy, yeah, so in some cases they've found frames per second increasing up to 20 to 25 frames, so really exciting. And hopefully, you know, it comes of something quite, you know, when it goes into a actual update and becomes a realistic package that we're all going to be using, hopefully that in turn is a result that we see, you know, as an end user. It's all well and good in testing, but obviously they don't necessarily have all the mods that we've got on our community folder. Johnny, so probably around the end of July. Tom, what was loud? Was the announcement loud? The super chat? I could barely hear it on my end. So the idea of the decel, little circle with a D in on the A320s, is so that when you get to the airport, you don't go too close to it before you're going into approach phase without accidentally clicking it. So it is designed to at some point auto arm itself, but if you arm it yourself, it ends up destroying loads of stuff like your flight plan, or a direct to as well, as we found out the last time I flew it. We got a direct to early on in the route, and then it ended up wiping the entire flight plan for some reason. I think we spent about 5 minutes trying to fix it and get everything back again. Johnny, Wojtek, so quality wings, will it be freeware? No, it's going to be payware, probably around 50, 60, 70 pounds, I think. James, I do apologise. Let me change some of the settings for that specifically, and just see if I can tweak it in any way. I've turned it down a little bit, so if I get another one, hopefully it's not as loud. Really looking forward to that Quality Wings 787. Hello. Project, yeah, it is expensive, but it's not actually too much, to be fair. When you think about how much you get into it, wowzers, that was probably loud. Yeah, so Quality Wings are going to be making the 787-8 and the -9, and then eventually I think they're going to be looking at bringing out the -10 pack as well. And of course, for those of you who don't have Premium Deluxe, don't have the 787 that Asobo's got, which you need for heavy divisions mod to work, you're going to really enjoy the Quality Wings 787, I think. Certainly once that comes, there will be no need to have the Asobo 787. And I'm really looking forward to it, actually. Dylan, that was always going to be the case, which is kind of why it is a little bit, don't want to say pointless, but it's a default aircraft with a heavy division mod designed to try and improve it. But it's not payware PMDG level sort of ability, and it probably never will be. James.
Volume check.
How was that? Tom, thanks for the super chat. Volume mic check. James is asking, guess it's all over sea till we land. No, not really, no. As you can see, we're pretty much hugging the east coast of the US all the way down. Kieran, Quality Wings were meant to release Q2, their estimation was anyway, Q2 this year, which is obviously ending today. My forecast was maybe end of July into August, which kind of makes more sense now that we know that Asobo are going to release this big performance upgrade at the end of the month in July. So maybe around the very beginning of August it's going to be a significant release time for Quality Wings. And I would imagine they want to try and lock in that market for those folk that are at school, maybe on the school holidays. They can increase the amount of sales they make, perhaps. Let me show you our route on Navigraph so you guys can see when we're going to hit a bit of land to fly over. But in the interim, we're going to be skirting the Atlantic first, with the east coast just off our wing. So, departed JFK, we've gone up towards Happy, and then we've gone direct to MJ, and you can see now we're just flying this Juliet 174 Airway, passing the east coast all the way down to Landy Ocean City, and then we're going to start going over the land itself, particularly when we get to Norfolk. airport. We're then going to commit further in. And then once we get here, IGARY, which is near to Beaufort Executive in the States. What else have we got here that we might be able to pick out as somewhere that we might know? Hilton Head, no idea. Loads of military bases. Charleston Executive, that sort of part of the world. We're then going to be back over the waters, skirting the coast all the way down then into Florida. And then we're expecting, I think, the SeaWorld arrival, but I'm not really sure. I'll have a look at the METAR as we get a bit closer. Orlando, mind you, there we go, SeaWorld for arrival. So Gordon or OMN, I think we're coming in over OMN, so Ormond Beach down to Lama, and then Sipon, Harney, SeaWorld, Ramez, Mikex, Knobs, and then in for an arrival. Not sure what the latest METAR is. Let's have a look. Winds of 070 at 5 knots. Few clouds at 3,000, few clouds 14,000, broken 23,000, 25 degrees Celsius. So, what runways do we have? It's kind of smack bang between the two, isn't it? And the SeaWorld arrival seems to target more runway 3, 4, 3-5 instead. Plenty of runways to choose from though. We'll figure it out as we get a bit closer. Dylan, yeah, most people's angle of perspective is true to realism, of course, but that's why it's kind of, it doesn't achieve much saying that a default aircraft is rubbish, because you know, if a real pilot says it's rubbish, of course it's rubbish. It's a default aeroplane, like the A320 was as well. David, oh perfect, RNAV 36 left is in use in real life. Question is, can this handle an RNAV arrival? Dylan's cruising at flight level 400. Reuters encountered a bug in the A32NX. Suddenly the cockpit froze. Everything's still working fine. After a couple of minutes it repaired itself. That's happened on a lot of other aeroplanes actually. So not sure what that is actually. Reuters waiting for the PMDG 737 as well, and yeah, Kieran, hopefully very soon. I was gutted the DC-6 came out before a modern airliner at pay-aware quality. Yeah, PMDG, they had quite a good rationale for that, of course. What did they say? They basically went down the line of saying that the reason why that they used the DC-6 first for release is it was a bit of a test bed for how the aeroplanes work in the sim. And they've basically been able to achieve a lot more than they realised they ever would have been able to with our aeroplane, the DC-6 in the sim. So particular improvements that meant that they're going to be able to get this 737 released a lot quicker. Kieran, no, the DC-6 is payware. It's released by PMDG, so one of the best names in the business. And it's on a release offer of, off the top of my head, $54.99 US, I think. Really old school flying though. Certainly a lot to get my head around as well. I'm struggling to learn it, but I'm trying my best. James got hit by the NHS out yesterday. Isolate for 9 days. Lovely. If you fancy it, James, then fly along tomorrow. Not tomorrow, sorry, on Friday. We've got a big giveaway, guys. We've got 10 copies of Bravo Airspace's new Las Americas International for Microsoft Flight Simulator to give away. We're going to fly the DC-6, the PMDG DC-6. We're going to be on our British Avgeek cargo livery for that. And we're going to fly from Princess Juliana, short runway. I'm not sure how that's going to work with the DC-6 because it doesn't take off like a normal aeroplane. So there is terrain to deal with, which is going to be interesting. And I haven't quite worked out how to deal with that best yet. And then we're going to fly all the way to Las Americas, the Dominican Republic's capital city of Santo Domingo. And we're going to check out the payware airport that Bravo Airspace have recently released for the sim. And throughout the entire stream on Friday, from start to finish, we're going to be giving away 10 copies to 10 lucky subscribers. So all you're going to have to do on the day is say a word during each separate entry period, and what that'll do is it will give you a chance to win. So of course the longer you watch, the more you'll be able to enter, and then your greater your chances of winning one of these awesome add-ons. James, I think you're right, it's going to be a wet takeoff, I think. And I think I'm going to leave a lot of it to the automatic flight engineer again. But we're going to be tracking VORs all the way, old school flying. No GPS. Project, great work with the CRJ tutorials. Thanks to them, I've learned how to fly this bird. Awesome. My well, yeah, absolutely my favourite aeroplane in the sim at the moment, the CRJ. Wonderful bit of work from Aerosoft. And of course, very soon they're going to be releasing their 900 and 1000 expansion pack, which is I'm really looking forward to actually. We'll be flying around Copenhagen, Scandinavia, so Sweden, Finland and everything. Silence, on Friday's stream, we've got 10 copies of Bravo Airspace's Las Americas International to give away. So an airport in the Dominican Republic, so perfect for some Caribbean VOR, but also some hops from the States. And something a bit different, we'll be flying that DC-6 there instead. Alright, hello. Kieran. Yeah, well, there's always regular giveaways on this channel. Probably more giveaways than a lot of the others combined actually at the moment, it seems to feel like. So push all your favourite streamers, guys, to put their hands in their pockets and run giveaways just for the benefit of everybody in the community. Dylan had his first failure yesterday on the DC-6, one engine quit randomly, still flew no problem, good stuff. Really enjoy it actually, the DC-6. And Wojtek, yeah, you'll have to pay, so the CRJ 900 and 1000 add-on. When that releases, Ironic, welcome on board. When that releases, I think it's going to be about £12, 15 euros. So certainly not very much. And you'll get both included. To buy the expansion, you'll need to also have already purchased the CRJ 550 and 700, the base pack, of course. But well worth it. Like the by far my favourite aeroplane in the sim at the moment. And then, you know, I hate to say it, but I think this is my second favourite, just because of the work that Heavy Division has done, and the fact that the the FMS, the flight plan, doesn't wipe out and destroy everything when you just put in an arrival. Oh, Kieran, well, big milestone, congratulations. Happy birthday for Friday. you definitely want to tune in for a little bit. Get a couple of entries in. We'll be going live from 1 o'clock. Andy, for those not proficient in VATSIM, would be good to see an ATC mod or add-on to improve AI ATC. I don't think it's going to be coming anytime soon, sadly. That view's down there, it's fantastic. And that cloud that we've got forecast as we go further south is starting to filter in now, so we'll be losing sight of the ground soon, I'd imagine. Look at that, that's fantastic. After the giveaway on Friday, of course, we'll be doing another giveaway once we hit 8,000 subscribers, so spread the channel live, far and wide. Hit subscribe if you've not already done so. And we'll do even more giveaways throughout. And we've given away almost £1,000's worth of stuff actually over the last few months, I think, off the top of my head. Maybe £1,000, around about £1,000 worth of giveaways and add-ons for the sim since January. So certainly a lot of giveaways. Sankrita was asking, what's the ideal flight level for a 747? It depends where you're flying actually, but you know, anything from 38,000 feet all the way up to say 41,000, 42,000 feet I think. I'd have to look actually off the top of my head. James, yeah, the in-game ATC actually is pretty woeful, isn't it? So I purposely try and avoid it. I only fly on VATSIM now. We're on Unicom at the moment, so there's absolutely zero pressure with speaking to anybody. We're just flying along, talking to people and announcing our position when it's important to do so. Lindy, hello. Panos, hi to you as well. Got sick graphics, wow. Nice. Yeah, it's looking pretty good, isn't it? Microsoft Flight Simulator does a fantastic job of looking great. How accurate does the aircraft fly SIDS and stars? Very accurately. Heavy Division's done a great bit of work. It can fly automatic holds as well, so you're flying around. On VATSIM especially, if you get told you need to hold at a certain waypoint, in this you can just click hold on the FMC, click the waypoint that you've been told to hold at, job done, and then the aeroplane will fly the hold perfectly until you click exit, and then it will fly the exit perfectly as well. So it's really, really very good. Just takes a bit of getting used to, having flown Airbus really pretty much exclusively in the sim until the CRJ came out. Getting round to learning the Boeing way of doing it. Peter, good afternoon. Flew the route last night, could not do it today. Lots of thunderstorms. Had problems with the 787 insofar as some instruments are not working. I've heard the PFD freezes every now and again. I'm not sure though what the cause of that is. I've seen it reported fairly regularly by people, but yeah, I really don't know what the answer is to that. Let's have a look. Have I got any freezing? I mean, it's all looking okay at the moment. That's certainly moving about, holding our speed quite nicely. Mach decimal 84. Yeah, I've got an okay PC. I've tried to keep it as budget as possible, but recently I've upgraded the motherboard just to one that's specific more for gaming. Papa Crash, it's not a payware aeroplane, but it's inside the Premium Deluxe edition of Microsoft Flight Simulator, so it's the more expensive option of the three when you're buying the sim. You only get the 787 in that one, so I guess maybe in a way it is payware. But this has got a mod on it which is free to use, free to download, and it makes it fairly accurate compared. So really enjoyable actually to fly. Dan, how far are you up? San Crita, okay. I'll have to, if that happens, you'll have to let me know where that is then, that button. Johnny, so settings, if you have a little look actually on my channel, I've got an MSFS settings video, an updated one actually, which you can have a look at, and it will show you exactly all the settings that I've got for my sim when I run it. Mostly a blend of high and then some medium. You'll be interested to know. And I've locked the sim at 35 frames per second, so I will not get more than that. Just to ease the load on the system, because I don't need 65 frames per second. 7 miles from Orf. Where are we? Why can't I find Orf? Is that it? No, that's ISO, Kinston. Orf, Norfolk. There we go. Okay. You're 7 miles from that. Not too far behind, actually. James, yeah, the Salty Simulations 747, I really like it, and I've tried to get on with it. I've flown it once on the network, and I've done JFK to Heathrow with it. And the only reason why we survived that flight is because we had no direct twos throughout the entire thing. So it's if we'd have had a the clouds did. Is that my eyes, or the clouds doing some weird stuff? Yeah, anyway, the Salty Simulation 747, it can't do direct twos, and if you do, it just completely destroys the flight plan. Kind of like what we're experiencing in the A320 at the moment, which is becoming a real frustration point for me, and it kind of puts you off wanting to fly it, but it makes it not suitable for VATSIM. On VATSIM, a lot of the time after departure or during arrival procedures and things, even en route sometimes, it can you'll get a direct 2, and if you get that, you're going to just have to decline it. The gamer, no crashing on this channel, I'm afraid. You'll have to go to Swiss for that. Lindy, no problem at all. As long as you're enjoying the stream, that's all that matters. I appreciate the gesture though and the thought. Dan's 76 from Weaver, probably about 65 now, won't you? To be fair, let's have a little look here. I'm towards Orf. And I'm about 80 miles to Weaver. What's your Mac, Dan? Yeah, that's really weird. I'm not sure what happened there. In that case, doesn't sound great though. If that's it bugged out that much, hopefully we'll be okay today. Sankrita, yeah. I do love a good storm in the sim, Peter. It always looks really good, doesn't it? Down there. Norfolk. Well, Norfolk for me is in the UK, but That's Norfolk Naval Station down below on the engine. And then directly below us as we're turning is Norfolk Airport. Norfolk International. It's a bit of geography. Now we're heading inland for a bit. Oh, Gianni, yeah. So, most of the times the stream is around about a minute, 30 seconds to a minute behind the live chat. So I'll see it, but by the time I respond to you guys, the chat might have scrolled up somewhere else. Hopefully you guys are all enjoying the stream today so far. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel, and give us a thumbs up, give us a like as well while you're here. All helps grow the channel, and in addition to Friday's massive giveaway that we've got coming up, as I said a little earlier on, once we hit 8,000 subscribers, we're going to do another giveaway just to celebrate that fact and give a little bit back. I love giving back to the community. That's sort of the sole focus of the channel, really. So a lot of tips, donations. We've had a generous tip actually behind the scenes that has allowed us to grow the pot for giveaways again. So really massive thanks to Paul for that. Gianni, strange. Andrew, welcome on board. Who else have we had sign up to become subscribers today? Stab Kushan as well, hello to you. Thanks for subscribing. Zastin, hello. Loving the simulator, good to hear. Yeah, it's really very good. This is live weather as well, by the way, so you could see, for those of you who've been watching a little while, how long it's been sort of building in. You know, the weather system has sort of built itself in over time. PTFS. Is that the Roblox thing? Never tried it. But this is very good if you've got a decent computer. Hey, are you flying a London plane? We're American Airlines today. So on the outside we've got a free sound mod as well. We're in the Boeing 787-10 Dreamliners, the super stretch version. Some contrails jetting out behind as well. Tankriti, the Salty Sim 747, the biggest gripe for me is the fact that it can't handle direct twos. This can really, really well. And I've been asking Heavy Division for around about 6 months now, maybe more actually. I think we're touching into 7 months, for them to focus on that direct two function so that it can build it in and significantly improve the mod enough for people like myself who only fly on VATSIM to be able to actually fly their 747 mod on VATSIM. Until they add direct twos, no one's gonna. Well, I'm certainly not gonna do that, sadly. Lindy, it's a big boy plane, sure is. I really like the CRJ though, which is obviously tiny compared. Triple 7, have I tried a Cat 3 landing in it? I haven't tried it in this yet, I don't think. There is now, in the Heavy Division mod, for those of you watching, it's not really been talked about much, but bit of news for Heavy Division updates. It now adds, it now has a basic auto land function. So depending on the approach, you can now set up a basic auto land and it will flare and land the aeroplane for you around about 400 foot per minute. It's being tweaked on, it's just basic so far, but it's going to be advanced over time to smooth out the landing a lot more. But this now technically has an auto land in the heavy division mod, which is exceptionally cool. Again, it's one guy that's modifying and coding himself. Kieran, so basically if you get a direct 2, sometimes the entire flight plan wipes out, as we found out on my last stream. If you click approach phase, it will wipe out the arrival procedure, so you end up having to self-vector. So the A320 for me is become really quite problematic very quickly, actually. So desperately need that flight plan manager. Yeah, those of you who like to have a bit of autoland, this can do that now. But for me, I really like just flying it in manually from 1,000 feet. Turn the autopilot off and fly it in myself, which is going to be really cool. But yeah, in relation to Direct 2s on the Salty Sim 747, you can't, the way that works, if you get a Direct 2 inside the SID or a star, or before entering a star, or shortly after a SID, it wipes your flight plan entirely. So that's quite a serious issue. That means that you can't fly the 747 on VATSIM with the Salty Sim mod. Centurio, hello, welcome. Hope you're okay. Monty, yeah, they are making fantastic progress on the A320 Neo. I've been a QA tester with them since September, and they asked me if I wanted to become part of their development team as well around about 3 months ago, which is really exciting. So I sort of see a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes as well, a lot of stuff that's coming up soon. You know, I've been in discussions involving that. Can't talk about it, but they are making really good progress. But there are certain bugs that have crept back in again, like the FMS or the MCDU in the Airbus wiping your flight plan. That it gets a little frustrating when it doesn't work properly. When this 787 works wonderfully, and the CRJ, that works wonderfully as well. Matthew, hello. Hope you're okay. Was jump seating when a guy did an auto land on a 757. Graceful it was not. Level off 5 to 10 foot above the runway. Perfect. Yes. Monty, no, bit of both. So the Direct 2 issue was more so focused on the Salty Sim 747, but the A320 has got its own Direct 2 issue at the moment as well. Matthew, yeah, that's that sounds odd. Paul, hello again. Might not be able to watch whilst driving, but you're broadcasting in my car now. Fantastic. Is your student watching then? Is that what that means? And if so, how did it go? Sean, hello, welcome. And yeah, I probably will never fly PTFS on Roblox. For those of you trying to get me to play it, I'm all about sort of more accurate flying and realism and stuff like that. And I know those of you who like X-Plane will tell me MSFS can't do that yet, but yeah, I quite enjoy it. A380 when? Good question. Really not sure actually. Maybe next year at some point. Sean in South Africa, welcome. A pass, perfect. Nice work. Oh, Dylan, yeah, my previous job at BA, I always tried to jump seat in all the aeroplanes. Sastin, no problem. See you soon. Yeah, especially if I was flying as crew on the A380, I would always try and go to the flight deck for takeoff and landing. Fantastic aeroplane, the A380 is. almost silent compared to the Dreamliner as well, which is bizarre to say, but I actually, when I flew on the Dreamliner March last year, I went over to the States for a week with a few mates, and I sat over the engine, over the wing, and it was really quite loud. It was surprisingly loud actually. First ever time flying on the Dreamliner, and volume wise I didn't really notice much difference to a 777. But the A380 is twice the size, and it's twice as quiet. It's fantastic, and certain parts of the aeroplane are almost silent. You just get that bit of a hum from the wind. It's quite spectacular how they've made it. Lindy, just use your mouse and the controls are WAS, D and P, go backwards. God. Yeah, you won't get me flying on there anytime soon then. Lindy in Africa watching as well. Whereabouts are you? South Africa as well, or another country? Dylan, yes, the A380 engines are huge in real life. And I've got a picture of me stood next to one as well, and you know, it makes you feel very small stood next to an A380. Oh, Lindy, nice. No, but Dylan, that's the point. The A380 isn't loud. Even engine start, actually, I was quite surprised at how quiet the A380 was. But, you know, sat over the wing, that is as well. There's a comparable difference between the two. Johnny, is there freeware for charts? If you've got a VATSIM account, or I'm not sure if IVAO have got an agreement with them either, actually, but go to chartfox.org. Christopher, yeah, it is whisper quiet, isn't it? You can almost hear a pin drop in certain parts of the A380. Loved flying on that. It's absolutely fantastic. Latam's in the Ivory Coast as well. Awesome. Welcome, guys. Yeah, and the 787 exhaust just feels different, smells different for some reason. I was thinking about this the other day, Matthew, when you mentioned it on Discord, and I couldn't work out why it might smell differently. I can't work out for the life of me, actually, why it might smell differently. Who's that that's just subscribed? Welcome on board. Not quite sure how to pronounce that, though. A very warm welcome to you. Engine 2 and 3 are quite close to the fuselage on the A380. Watching in Cape Town in Africa, lovely. I'm intending on doing a flight around South Africa actually over the next few weeks on a stream, so I'll be looking to do some sort of route, maybe involving Joburg or Cape Town. Lindy wants to see some butter. I'll try my best. James had an issue with the the arrow keys views moving MSFS after one of the updates. Yes, so when was it? Was it the November update or the December update? They reset all the keybinds accidentally. I'm not sure why they did it, but it ended up resetting all of the keybinds. Lindy, we're almost halfway to Orlando. You can see at ETA there are 1417Z. So we've got 1 hour to touchdown. Not flown on an A380, Christopher, actually, and really want to fly on the BA A350-1000. Actually, I want to try their new Club World. Centurial, I'll try. Yes, I'll look to do more of an evening stream again, I think. Matthew, only thing I can think is the lack of bleed air off the engine. Yeah, perhaps actually that could be a significant difference. Because they're scoops, aren't they? Actually, on the Dreamliner, they're scoops on the fuselage. In fact, we might be able to see it here. So instead of bleed air, guys, powering the air conditioning in the A3 in the 787, that there is the air intake for your air conditioning and cabin pressure and everything else. So unlike all the other aeroplanes, which bleed and pressurise through the engines, the Dreamliner has a separate system and a scoop. But yeah, we're in the Dreamliner. Lindy was asking there. Yes. Massive loo upstairs, isn't it? At the very front of the cabin pool on the A380, you could almost fit about 30 people inside. When's the next scenic South America leg? Not sure. Maybe in the next few weeks. Paul, I wonder if you've been on a flight then when I've been crew in the back of the A380 as well, actually. Sunny, hello. And Ars Universe, welcome as well. Good to see you again. Can you do a walk around? There's no cabin, sadly, in this. It's just a shell of a body for performance, I guess. Lindy, go for it. For those of you that are learning VATSIM and you're trying to get your head around VATSIM and things, check out my tutorials on the channel. And when you feel a bit proficient enough, or you feel like you're quite comfortable with transmitting ATC on the radio and things, then go ahead and join us whenever we fly live. Always happy to have guys fly along. You guys all fly along. I think we've got about 4 or 5 flying the route today as well, which is really nice. Oh, subscribe to you because the live stream is my favourite. Fantastic. Glad to hear it. 96 watching at the moment, only 54 likes, guys, so do give us a little thumbs up while you're here. It all helps the channel grow quicker, and once we hit 8,000 subscribers, we will be doing yet another giveaway, in addition to the one that we've got coming up on Friday. So yeah, we do a giveaway at least once a month on this channel, and you guys want to be subscribed and trigger that notification bell, make sure you don't miss it. Lindy, we're flying in Orlando today. We're doing JFK, New York to Orlando, Florida. In the future, I'll be looking to do a flight in South Africa. I just need to work out if I want to do Cape Town or Joburg. In fact, somebody suggested this, so you guys in South Africa might know the route. Let me find it out on my little content list that I've got. I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong. So they've suggested flying the 787 from Johannesburg to Mayotte. Apparently a really difficult approach. Tom, nice nice aeroplane to fly, but sorry to hear the sad news there. I've had a couple of friends that have lost their jobs because of coronavirus, sadly. Matthew, yeah, massive cruise. I was one of I'm trying to think off the top of my head now. It's been quite a few years since I was crew. One of 28 cabin crew on board, and three or four pilots usually. Yeah, COVID's changed a lot, hasn't it? To be fair, we need to learn to live with it now, though. I think certainly the Indian strain, or the Delta strain, as it's now called, is I think that's particularly infectious, and everybody's been told to they can catch it very, very easily. So eventually we'll get used to it. I think it's going to be like the flu, where it will recur every year. I'm looking forward to travelling again. Got a holiday booked in September. I'm not sure if it's going to go ahead, though. I don't think. Part of me thinks it's not going to happen, to be fair, but got to get away somewhere. A little sense of normality, of course. This is where things like Microsoft Flight Simulator are particularly good, because it allows you to sort of go away and not go away, but it allows you to explore the world, albeit from a desk. What's the plan? ILS 18 right? Ooh, good question, David. Let's have a little look at the METAR again. So winds are now 090 at 10 knots. So either way, we've got it looks like we've got a crosswind straight across the bow, which is going to be it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Towering cumulonimbus as well. Christopher, nice. Flying to Croatia in August. Fingers crossed that happens as well. Yeah, Matthew, I think it certainly seems to be the case, doesn't it? Dan's configured for 36 right on SeaWorld 4. Either way, we've got a big old crosswind, haven't we? If the active is 18 right in real life, then we might as well use 18 right, I guess. Where is... Just trying to get the ILS bits configured here. Add to route. Just need to find the arrival procedures now. Don't think SeaWorld is going to work for us if we're going to be using 18 right. So a quick review of the charts. Got to try and find a star. So that's going to be a straight-in approach. What have we got here then? Simfield 1 or Bith 07 perhaps. Bith 07 actually is on our routing. Yeah, I'd say Bith 07 arrival. Although, is that turbojets? That's only really talking about turbojets, so perhaps not. What was the other one that I mentioned? Simfield 1. Simfield 1 aren't have arrivals or runways. Is SeaWorld 4 or runways? MCO is in South Flow. You're going to have to explain what that means. So, David's, what we're saying, David's saying 18 right is inactive in real life, but then we've got ATIS suggesting 35 right. I mean, either way, we've got a complete 90-degree crosswind for us of 10 knots, which is going to be interesting. Do like a crosswind. Alberto taking the family to Dublin, London, Paris and Rome in February 2022. Corona better be controlled by then. That's a heck of an adventure. So, taking off and landing to the south. So 335 right then. At 18, yeah, 18. So, ITHO 7 certainly looks like it's for turbojets. Every reference on that chart is turbojets landing, expect this, expect that, so I'm going to discount that one. And I think, looking at the Navigraph charts, this is probably going to be the most prudent option for us. Simfield 1. So coming up from LPERD, Noom, 4U, Nix, Simfield, Gatout, Gtout, Tuggle, Higgs. But we'll break off at Tuggle to Banya. Landing south, runways 17 left right, 18 left right. Expect radar vectors prior to Banya. Obviously if we're landing on 18 and I'll show you guys SeaWorld. Actually, no, yeah, we're going to stick with SeaWorld. I just noticed here on this chart, just reviewing this, having discussed the approach. Landing south, expect radar vectors at SeaWorld. So we're going to stick with the SeaWorld for our nav arrival. It certainly fits in from our routing over Ormond Beach. So it means we don't have to change any of that. And then at SeaWorld, we're just going to vector ourselves round to the approach for 18 right. Seems reasonable to do so. So in the Beast, let's have a little look how we're doing. EMAC. There's OMN in 320. So we go departure arrival, MCO, and did we say 18 right? Lindy, perfect. What did we say? 18 right, I think it was mentioned in the chat. Yes. So ILS 18 right via SeaWorld, and we were going to transition over OMN. What's Hollop Naval and Yago? Where are they? Approach ILS 18 right, and we're probably going to want we'll do naval. We'll vector ourselves to that. There we go. Still flying along lovely. Dylan's heard 18 left is in use in real life. If you spam, you get hidden. Sonny. 18 left is closer to the terminals, isn't it? And actually, when we flew out of MCO last time, they used 18 right for departures, and I think they had 18 left for takeoff. But it's fine, we can just switch that. We can go 18 left, and we can go... There we go, 18 left. We'll keep the SeaWorld arrival. Actually, we'll stick with 18 right via naval because RNAV in the sim can be quite buggy at the best of times. So we're going to go with that. 18 right. Sparring Aviator, hello. TCA side stick is great. Yeah, I've not got that actually. Yeah, it seems to be more of a headache than I think it's worth. Justin's back, welcome. So, ILS runway 18 right. Let's have a wee look-see at the charts. We can see the frequency of treble 19, and if I move this across so you can see both screens at the same time, you can see that that's tuned into the NavRad page there. ILS runway 18 right, treble 1.90. So that's all good. There's an Orlando VOR of 112.2 that we need to tune. 112.2. And we can put in a course of 185. Just there as a reminder. It's more for the VOR, that is, of course, but just as a bit of a reminder for us, there's no NDBs. Our minimums at the bottom here are 294 for MDA. Let's scribble that down, 294. And we have to be at naval at 4,000. If we go to the SeaWorld 4 RNAV arrival, you can see that there's a VOR at Ormond Beach, 112.6. We can tune that because why not? Might as well. More information the better. So 112.6, that's in there as well. There's a different couple of approaches there as well. So for those of you who might fly, for example, TUI and the Dreamliner to Orlando, if it was flying into MCO, yeah, or even BA, you might come in over the Atlantic, over Gordon, Astros on SeaWorld, and then vectors to land in real life. Making good progress though. One other change from the Heavy Division mod is fuel, and they've tweaked the fuel burn quite considerably. Let's have a little look here. Fuel flow 2.5 per hour. So if you go to fuel, you can see here that actually we're burning at a more accurate rate compared to real life. Lindy, we're over halfway, we're not yet that close. Here's a question for you guys in the States. Where does American Airlines park in Orlando? I'm not sure. And Monty, yes. Cool, let's get rid of that status. Happy days. Yeah, there's a top of descent marker. I'm not sure if it's configured though. It obviously uses nav data, and the only thing we've got actually on the charts is Lama expect 12,000 feet. And if we're landing south, expect 250 knots. So at Lama, we want to be at 250 knots and at 12,000 feet, but still working fairly steep descent compared. Let's see, check here, just make sure we've got no discontinuities. Oh, we do. So that's why we don't have a top of descent up here. And there's another one. Invalid delete. Right, so that's because it's telling us to vector from knobs to naval, but actually we can go ahead and we can delete. Let's clear that message first. Let's delete Rames, delete MICX, delete knobs, delete vectors, and then it's cleared the discontinuity. Job done. And there's our approach. And then for missed approach, straight out, and then hold it cam. And now we see at OMN our top of descent marker appear. Hopefully you guys can see. Matthew Gates 50 to 56, perfect, thank you very much. Lindy, yeah, roughly 14, 18 Z. $50 to $58. I'll try and remember that. You guys will have to probably remind me at the touchdown. But there's our top of descent marker. I'll probably descend before that, to be fair. 38,000 feet down to 12,000. I'm going to put a link in the live chat to a top of descent marker that you guys can use. It's a really easy, free to use website, and you can just punch in, like I'm doing, all of the data that you might want. And it will give you a top of descent indicator, or a bit of an idea of when you need to start descent at least. Dan, with that, I would select VNAV, and I would obviously go down to 12,000 on the altitude select before I hit top of descent. And at top of descent, the aeroplane will then pitch down itself and fly. But I'm just working out what I actually need properly. And it's telling me that with a vertical speed of 1,800 foot per minute, with an end speed of 250 knots, we're going to need 80 nautical miles roughly. And from OMN to Lamy, that's too tight. So LPERD probably is going to be top of descent. Let's see. Yeah, so OMN, LPERD to OMN is 80 miles, and then to Lama is only 17 nautical miles. So certainly we'll need to be well into descent at OMN. So just after LPERD, when we're going to want to start to descend, I think, roughly. We're going to try and do it a bit nicely today. Look at that down there, wow. Techie, hello, welcome. OMN is a waypoint. Letek is asking, what is my favourite aeroplane? In real life proper, I would probably suggest the A350-1000 for me, and then maybe the A380. And then following on from that, probably something like the 747-400, which obviously are days gone by now for that, sadly. But Wendy, is it just me or is there still a discontinuity after OMN? Seems like it. With the top of descent being a bit buggy. But OMN to Lama, that certainly seems okay. Lama, Sepon, Harney, SeaWorld. Then we're expecting south, so we've cleared the left, the rest of it. We're going then straight to Naval. ILS, Naval Honour Hammy Tough. Runway 18 right, so that's all pretty good. MD-80 is pretty cool, to be fair, gotta say. Let's bring that range in a little bit. 145 miles roughly now to top of descent. And here's the jet. Monty, once you've dealt with the discontinuities and you deleted it, it recalculates. So you should have top of descent there. Dan's is working though. Dylan, yes, that's what we were discussing a few minutes ago. We've cleared all of the south waypoints for the arrival procedure, so we're just going from SeaWorld straight then to Naval. Kev, have you got the Asobo 787 in Microsoft Flight Simulator? If so, if you want the link to the latest version that we're flying today, let me know and I'll grab it off their Discord server and I'll put it in the live chat for you guys. And as I was saying earlier, it's now got a basic auto land function as well, which is really cool. There you go, I'll put it in the live chat for you. We don't have any more discontinuities on the route, do we? No. Well, at least I know that my calculations are correct. If Dan's saying his top of descent marker looks bang on, just past LPERD, then that sounds like it's certainly correct for us. Okay, well, I mean, we're pretty much all configured now for the ILS. The only thing we need to do is init ref, approach, and then fill out this as we get a bit closer. And really long runway. I'm probably going to select flaps 25 arrival because for those of you who have watched a few times before, what tends to happen in this is you get a lot of ground float. So if you select flaps 25 for arrival, it takes away that little bit of a cushion. Dan, completely agree. It's quite nice without, you know, you can fiddle with the MCDU, or you can fiddle with the FMS rather, and play around with the route, change your arrivals a few times, delete stuff inside of the star, which you can't do on the A321X, and without it just going absolutely, you know, without it messing up on you. Does make a heck of a difference, doesn't it? Ormond Beach, OMNVOR. There's a hold there, there's a hold at Lama if it's really busy. Transition level of flight level 180. So below that we want the local QNH. James, any suggestions for routes to start with this aircraft on VATSIM? Really good question actually. It depends how long you want your flights to be, and whether you want ATC or not, or if you just want to learn the aeroplane. Lindy, not stalled yet, touch wood. Techie, Grandpa was a pilot of a Comet 1A, fantastic aeroplane. Later a Comet 4 at Boac, awesome. $3014 for the altimeter, thank you very much. Don't forget, Friday, big giveaway, 10 copies of Bravo Airspace's Santo Domingo MDSD Las Americas International at in the Dominican Republic to give away for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So you guys don't want to miss that. We've got 10 copies to give away all the way through what's literally just going to be maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours of a stream flying the DC-6 around the Caribbean. Bit of cargo ops from Princess Juliana to Las Americas. We're going to throw a giveaway right at the beginning, so early on, just before takeoff, we're going to get first winner. We're going to do the next during climb, so you guys are going to have to be frenzied all the way in the chat throughout the stream, making sure you get that command in each time we start a new draw to be in with a chance to win. But Wendy, yeah, you're right. Let's see what's going on here. Interesting. Let's see what happens if we click this. Hopefully that... No, doing its own thing. Matthew, not sure if I've got the gyro pilot figured out, to be honest. I'm going to give it a go, but yeah, not sure. I've been watching the tutorials over and over again. So it doesn't like something. Now what is it? Gipple Beach LPERD. So it seems to be wiping stuff as I'm requesting it to go to places. Exec. There we go. We've woke it up and top of descent's working again. Yeah, boy. So things can go wrong, but you just got to sort of work it out. Zastin, try not to spam the chat. Just have a normal conversation. Alberto, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I think we've got it sussed out. We've got it figured out quite nicely now. Look, we're going back direct to Gipple. Captain B, hello, welcome. Hope you're okay. Yeah, Philip, basically, yeah. Yeah, whoops. There we go. How did you fix it? I just kept trying to direct to, so once I got it settled, went in heading mode for a little while just to get it flying back straight where it should do. And then I did a direct to Gipple, which is the waypoint at the very top anyway. So I did a direct to the waypoint that it should have been going to, and it just woke it back up again quite nicely. And this is the difference. This is what makes the heavy division mod so nice. There is very little, you know, if stuff goes wrong, you can deal with it. You can wake it up usually quite nicely after a little bit of thought. DH of 294. Let's set that now, shall we? Might as well. So a little value here for the rad out. That's radio. It should be 200. We can flick that over to Barrow. 294. So actually we want 300. Lindy drinking a bit of Sprite, nice. Gin and tonic for myself a little later on. Still out of range of the VOR, but I've got it tuned, ready to go. Dylan's going to be top of descent in 160. Andy, there's no checklists of such, but I've got some tutorials on the channel that you can use, and you can sort of check out. Hopefully you find them useful. Checklists will become really important, and trying to learn it really accurately, of course, is going to be quite significant when Quality Wings release their 787. But I wouldn't worry about it too much just yet. I'm kind of using this to practice and get used to the 787 before Quality Wings release their awesome aeroplane. Lindy, we're 38,000 feet at the moment across the east coast of the US. There we go. Oops. Level of detail on the liveries is pretty shocking, I've got to say. Zoom out too far and they go blurry. There we go. Let's have a little look here. Obviously, if that was the A32NX, it would have just wiped everything out completely, and we'll be vectoring ourselves all the way to the airport, which is never fun. Kieran, awesome. Hope you found that useful. What I'll do for you guys is I'll show you how this top of descent marker works. I've covered it in the heavy division tutorial already. But what I'll do is I will use VNAV to descend. So I'll leave it in VNAV mode, and then I'll just select the altitude that I want the aeroplane to descend to. It's having a bit of a struggle at PGs, isn't it? It's sorting itself out. It turned a bit too far to the left of the line, so it's fighting to get itself back on that magenta line. So before we hit TD, Nick, hello. What we're going to be doing is turning this altitude dial down to 12,000. Dan started his already. Nice. I think we're all fairly well spaced out today because I've not got any TCAS issues. OMN in 106 miles. Danny, hello, welcome. Just in time for landing, how long to go? If you look at the top of your screen, there should be an ETA on there. 1418, I think it says, or 1420Z it says now. Maybe add 5 minutes on there for slowing. If you're new to the channel, say hello in the live chat while we're flying. If you've got any questions about the heavy division mod, then feel free to ask away. Any features, any updates, etc. Make sure you hit subscribe while you're here, guys, and be sure to tune in on Friday for a giveaway. We're giving away 10 copies of some new scenery for MSFS, and give us a like as well. Got 111 people watching at the moment, apparently 76 likes. It's very aggressive when tries to fire the pink line, and crews had to turn AP off and on to manually set the turn rate. It wouldn't update to the FD. Strange. Michael, this is the heavy division mod for the 787. So really fantastic work. It's free to use, free to download, and if you've got the 787, you want to join their Discord server, of course, as well, the heavy division Discord server. The links to those are in the 787 tutorials that I've made. But direct download is in the live chat for those of you with the Asobo 787 and MSFS. There you go. And it works wonderfully. Stan, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far. What have we got here then? That's all looking fine. Almost at top of descent. 80 range, 40, 35. So 30 miles to go to top of descent roughly. And in preparation for that, we'll do it in a very short while. No, D. Schneider, no, they've been updating it loads over the last 2 months. I've covered it quite a lot on the channel as well with tutorials, some update videos and some live streams as well. It's updated very regularly actually, so for those of you that have got Discord, you want to join their Discord server on Heavy Division. You'll find me in there chatting away every now and again as well. Really do love the project. And you get updates within it. So one of the channels on the Heavy Division Discord is 787XH dev updates, I think it is, and every time Comey, the developer working on the project, updates that direct download link that I've just sent you guys, you'll see a new comment in there. So the very latest thing is basic auto land, which is really cool. Right, 10 miles to go, 20 miles to go, sorry. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to prepare for descent. We know that we want to go down to 12,000 feet from the charts that we looked at a little earlier. SeaWorld 4 on arrival, expect 12,000 foot and 250 knots at Lama. So we're going to get the altitude dial and we're going to flick that all the way down to 12,000 feet. There we go. That's all ready to go. Now we can do one of two things. We can wait for top of descent and we can then start to descend automatically with VNAV, which is what we're set for at the moment. Whoops. Or we can interrupt and we can click in the center of this altitude dial and that will then instantly start our descent. But you'll see in a second we're about to hit that top of descent marker. I'll zoom in a bit more so we can see us hit it a bit clearly. Let's see, we're starting to do a bit of cloud surfing now. Great aeroplane. Matt, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know if it's a good thing or not. We tend to try and deal with spam quickly. Thanks, Will. Oh, Monty, yeah, definitely. You know what? I really love this this mod. I think I last flew the Dreamliner in September, and I found it quite poor, really quite rubbish actually. So in July, when I found the Heavy Division, was it July or February? Might have been March actually, I think, end of March perhaps. I found Heavy Division. Did a load of videos showing loads of people at the time this new project that had started, and you know, no one else had really heard about it, and it's just surged in popularity since. It's one guy, which makes it extra exceptional, and he's made the 787 really enjoyable to fly. So it's my number 2 at the moment. The Aerosoft CRJ, my absolute favourite. Here we go, top of descent. Just going to leave it in VNAV. There we go, VNAV speed, and the nose has gone down. So the VNAV is now controlling our descent to achieve 12,000 feet. Here we go. It's idled the engines, and it's now going to descend to 12,000 feet. When you update the mod, do you need to delete the old mod from the community folder before installing? Oh, definitely, yes. July or February, is that what I said? Oh, look at that, bit of thunder. Heading into a storm. Weather radar's on. Let's start the descent.
To prepare for landing,
Announcements.
please close your tray table and put away carry-on items. Place your seat in the original upright position. We will now collect any items you wish to discard. Please put away larger electronic devices, including laptop computers.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
For smaller handheld devices in your hand or seat pocket. Devices must remain in airplane mode until after we land.
Monty, very true, but they do Heathrow to Madrid. They do Heathrow to Athens with British Airways as well. So there are some short-haul route options. In the States, American Airlines, Delta, etc. will do the same as well. You see what it's done here is it's we're not actually going to achieve Lama at 12,000 feet. So it was a little off. Wow, good grief, that was bright. Ashley, thanks very much. Let's get this on. Bing bong in the cabin. Whoops. I'm going to target 265, I think, just to hold that rate of descent down. Yeah, BA actually operate the 777 Heathrow to Madrid regularly for cargo, done for years. You can hear that thunder outside this external view. Travis, hello, welcome, and Tom, welcome to you, hello, hope you're all okay. There's the coast down below. What we might do is use a little bit of speed brake. It's frowned upon ever so slightly. It's just to help our rate of descent. You see that banana flicking there on the nav display. It's quite vicious actually. Almost makes us fall out of the sky. There we go, that should be pretty good. Look, that's going to have us at Lama nicely. Gary, we buzzing your house in Daytona soon? Nice. I'll make sure nobody flushes the loo as we go past. Let's get VOR left on. That's tracking the one at Orlando. And heading's looking good. I'll wait till we pass OMN before I start to reduce speed to 250. I don't want to reduce speed too quickly because we've got folk flying along behind as well. Don't want to bunch up for them. Actually, indeed, yes. We're expecting 18 right for landing. I think that's what I said. I can't remember now. We'll find out when we land.
Orlando International Traffic.
There's somebody.
American 315 Delta Heavy.
Whoa.
SeaWorld 4 arrival for ILS runway 18 right, descending down to 12,000 feet, currently 15,000 feet, speed 240 knots. Orlando International Traffic.
God, this is one hell of a storm. Yeah, the Dreamliner is quite slippery as well, so even with VNAV at the top of descent, we were going to slip and miss our speed, our altitude constraint at 12,000 at Lama, so we're kind of forced to use speed brake. Not sure if TCAS is working yet, but I think we're going to be finding out very soon. Monty, yes. That's David. No, is that David or is that Dan? I forget who's flying along ahead of us. I think it might be Dan. Runway 18 right coming up. And we're going to be passing Ormond Beach VOR very soon. That's what that OMN is. We've got 17 miles to Lama. Expect 12,000 at that. We're going to achieve that. Looking at the banana. Yeah, no precipitation either. Got the weather radar on now, obviously Microsoft Flight Simulator's updated it. You can see small tiny patches of precipitation. So now it doesn't just show cloud, which is very welcome. Let's drag the latest METAR, QNH 3013. We're going to go through transition. So let's click it out. 3013, that's set. Winds 110 degrees at 7 knots. Orlando traffic, American 165 Heavy 787-10, inbound SeaWorld for arrival. Passing Ormond Beach, descending through flight level 190 for 12,000 feet, expecting ILS runway 18 right. We'll report next when at SeaWorld. Matthew, nice. Here we go, there's Sanford down below, which I've flown into when I used to work for Thompson back in a few years ago. In fact, no, that's Daytona Beach. Sanford's coming up over there somewhere. So there's Daytona Beach down below, which means Sanford is like up here somewhere.
Orlando International Traffic, American 315 Delta, currently direct to naval due to a system error. Still continuing descent down to 4,000 feet level at naval. Orlando International Traffic.
Dun, dun, dun. Rich, you just turn it off, you just don't use it in in-game ATC. You can go to the settings as well and just go to whatchamacallit. You can just turn voice off as well, I think it's called. That's just Speedway, nice. It is, yes, right there. Next to the airport, I didn't realise it was right at the airport actually, that's incredible. Lindy, no problem at all, we're just about to land in about 10 minutes. There we go, oops, we're going through the textures of the roof then. Lama, bring that range in. Let's get rid of that speed brake. Give the aeroplane a break. $12,000 at Lama, and we're going to want to continue a descent down to 4,000 foot by naval from the charts, which I can quickly show you guys again as a reminder. So you can see there with the magenta thing, that's where we are at the moment. Ormond Beach into Lama, expect 12,000. Because we're landing south, we're expecting 250 knot restriction, so I've achieved that now, nice and stable before we reach Lama. And we're going to be at 12,000 just beforehand as well. If it was really busy, we would fly this 7 nautical mile hold from Lama. But it's not. We've got good spacing in front. With Dan, I think, who's ahead. So we're going to continue down to Sepon, Harney, SeaWorld, all the while descending down to 4,000 foot. At SeaWorld, which is here, we're going to break off and we're going to fly west. And we're going to start to try and work towards intercepting the VOR. We're going to fly over Orlando Executive on our approach into runway 18 right. So we're going to be targeting Naval, as you can see Sanford here. We're going to kind of fly due west from Seaford, and then we're going to join Naval and intercept the ILS. Around about 30 degrees angle, 4,000 feet. We've done the frequencies for the ILS and the VOR. We've got them both in. They're there as well, and we've got our MDA of 294 set. It only goes up in 10s, like I was talking about earlier, and for that reason we've selected 300 as an MDA instead. Missed approach. If we have to go around, we climb to 500 foot and then a climbing turn right to 4,000 feet. While I do this, I'm just going to...
Thank you, American 0704 Heavy, sending
Rest
back
the
to
button.
for arrival, 20 nautical miles, 12 nautical miles from OMN, passing 20,000 feet, indicated speed 250 knots.
And right turn to 4,000 on a heading of 270, and then we're going to intercept the ORL VOR outbound a radial of 227 to camp and hold.
Orlando International Traffic, American 315 Delta Heavy.
All good.
17 miles from Naval.
Runway wise, runway 18 right is down here, and there's a high speed exit at Echo, 2/3 of the way down. So we're going to target that using flaps 25. And before I go any further, I need to set that in the aircraft. So, very quickly, because stuff's going to get ahead of us otherwise. Bit of speed brake. Alt 3. Approach. We want flaps 25. Input there. There's all of our approach stuff ready to go. So, descending into Orlando. All the lights as required, we just punched below 10,000. There's Naval. So this next bit's going to happen really quickly for us. We've got a lot of bits to do. Tom, awesome. What did you learn to fly? I was at PA-28 Cherokees and something called Grob Vigilant T1A as well, which is what I was an instructor on. We've passed that first up, which is a flat position. So we're now going to select flaps 1. Flaps 5. We're going to target that speed as well for that reference. Captain, yes, so all you need to do, I could probably show you here actually, a bit easier. You just want to move it to that. So if it's down, it's there. If it's armed, it's there. I'll leave it armed now actually. Cessna 172 is nice. Jonathan, hello, hope you're okay. The riddle kids are going to love that one. Have I missed a riddle? I assume riddle is something to do with NASCAR. Right then. Get my feet comfy on the rudder pedals again. I've got to remember how to land this now. I've been trying to learn the DC-6. It's quite different, isn't it? Turning. we doing? Oh, Emily Riddle Flight School, nice. That makes sense now. Tell I'm not from the States. How do you know when to pull flaps? On the PFD it tells you, so you're targeting speeds as you're descending. And once you pass 1, you set flaps 1. So when you pass up, you set flaps 1. And at 1, you set, as you're descending down to this speed, you need to target flaps 5. That makes sense. Yeah, only a slight difference, Danny, yeah. What could possibly go wrong, hey? Orlando traffic, American 165 heavy, passing SeaWorld, descending through 5,000 for 4,000. Direct naval for ILS, runway 18 right, and we'll report next when established. Auto brake, let's set 2.
Orlando international traffic, American 315 Delta, established ILS runway 18 right. We'll report when on short final.
Let's go for 180 knots now, shall we? What's our VREF speeds? 144. So on 149 for approach. There's Dan. I'm going to go off LNAV. And I'm going to go to heading mode. Oops, actually, whoopsie. Fatal error there. Always resync your heading, guys. Flaps 10. As we're passing that 10 marker. And then all of the other positions are quite close. So we're going to drop through 15. Let's get 15 out. And then we're going to be at 17 by the time we're 180 knots. Flaps, CHB. Are those? There's Sanford. And effectively what happens is flaps change the surface of the wing. I could draw big boring diagrams, but basically the air has to travel a lot further over the wing to meet the same particle at the bottom of the wing. And effectively, because of that, you generate stronger lift. So as we fly slower, we can generate more lift by extending flaps. 17, it looks like 18's there as well, which is an extra setting in the in the 787-10. And we're going to target 149 approach.
315 Delta Heavy, 10-mile finals to land ILS runway 18 right, Orlando international traffic.
And I'm actually going to target 3,500. Because I'm going to cut towards honour for this arrival. Let's see. Nice. Yeah, well, the difference there though is that I wasn't an instructor of big planes. I'd say no, sadly not. I don't think so. Let's get a bit of a turn in here, shall we? Lock, and it's already armed approach for us as well. Let's set this to 185. Come on, aeroplane. There we go. Ah, look at that, we're establishing. Dylan's using 18 left, Lauren.
Orlando international traffic, American 315 Delta, 6 miles short finals, descending with the glider, runway 18 right, Orlando international traffic.
7 miles. Let's start to reduce our speed. We want 149. Get configured early, so we're going to slow right down. And glide slope. Captured. There we go. Orlando traffic, American 165 heavy established and on the glide, runway 18 left, correction 18 right to land 8 miles. That's all done, that's all done, that's all looking good, and we want to set this as 4,000 for missed approach, and we're all ready to go for landing. Performance is fine, Danny. In fact, for those of you who weren't here earlier, there's a big update coming at the end of July from Asobo, and it's going to increase glass cockpit refresh and glass cockpit performance quite significantly, to the point where, in fact, we would be looking at 15 to 25 frames per second more, depending on what we're flying and what our systems are. So a huge increase.
2,500.
Lovely. Let's get our gear down. There's Orlando Executive, where a few of you guys learnt to fly. Oh, that wind resistance and the nose wheel underneath. You can really hear that now. There's that Orlando thingy. Orlando Executive.
Orlando traffic, American 0704 heavy, just past SeaWorld, passing 5,700 feet for 4,000.
Lauren, yes. Monty, yes.
Speed 220 knots indicated from a 18 left RNAV.
So, what's the throttle position? About half. Let's set that on my throttle now so it doesn't change.
Traffic, American 315 Delta, vacated runway 18 right.
Lovely. Because we're short finals. Rich, yes, I do have a tutorial on camera views. My throttle. So I'm controlling the aeroplane's speed. Yeah, D. Schneider, we were talking about that earlier actually. I'm on the development team and I'm a QA tester for fly-by-wire, but I'm finding the aeroplane is becoming quite frustrating because we don't have a flight plan manager, an LNAV and VNAV for things. I've found the last 3 times I've flown it, everything's just bugged out on me majorly, to the point where I've even had the entire flight plan and FMS white blank, so not great. So let's take over. It's my aeroplane now. And I've got to fly the ILS manually. But we're visual, so actually we're looking at the PAPIs, we're looking at the threshold at the moment. And I'm trying not to let the aeroplane's attitude change as we fly in. Unless it gets gusty, then that will change the dynamic. We've got a full crosswind of 11 knots though. He says, as he's noticing an ever so slight drift from the centre line. Have to ever so slightly crab it in.
315 Delta, crossing 18 left.
400.
Here we go. As we get closer, we want to divert our attention from the threshold right to the end of the runway instead for depth perception. So we're looking right to the end of the runway in a second. I'll tell you when. That's how we judge the flare. Okay, now we're looking at the head to the end. Looking all the way.
40, 30.
Orlando traffic, American 0704 heavy, we're on a 15 mile final, runway 18 left.
To the end of the runway. He's selling nicely. And I'm trying to vacate to Echo, because we were on a flaps 25. But actually we're at Yankee. So what was...
International traffic, American 315 Delta taxi to stand 58 via...
You know what, I've missed that.
Charlie Bravo 6.
So I'm not going to try and reach it.
Traffic.
American traffic, correction, Orlando traffic, American 414 is fully established, ILS 18 right, 9 mile final.
Love these sounds. Orlando traffic, American 165 heavy. It's vacated runway 18 right, Echo, holding short runway 18 left.
Orlando traffic, American 0704 heavy, we're on 8 mile final, runway 18 left.
I could probably cross. Do I dare cross? Get them landing lights off. $8 miles. We'll wait. Bar brake on. Not sure where he is. Oh, there he is. Good grief, it's a good job I didn't cross. Oh wow. I could have really done you then, Dylan. I could have, it looks really high actually. Is that going to be a go around? It might be. There's somebody else on finals on 18 right coming in as well. Listen to the sounds from the outside. I've got the park brake on. Hope. Sounds great. Oh, look at that, we've got parallel approach going on. I don't think he was somehow at 8 miles. Not sure we're going to catch both of these at the same time. Let's zoom out a little bit. Still got my strobes on. That American Airlines flight's first to touchdown. Push. Ashley, where to get the sounds? I'll put them on Discord afterwards. FT Sim, I think it is. This is just the demo, the free version. I've emailed them to see if we can get some the paid version sent to us. Screenshot of that. I've emailed them to ask if we can get the paid version, and I'm going to see if we can perhaps get a few copies to give away. I think that would be quite cool if we can organise that. Where's he gone? There he is. Vanraj, no, this is handmade by Sobo, I believe. So, he's vacating. Lovely.
Orlando traffic, American 0704 heavy, runway vacated, runway 18 left vacated on Bravo 5.
Orlando traffic, American 165 heavy, crossing runway 18 left. Oops.
For your comfort and safety, please remain seated and
where are we parking?
Until the captain turns off the seatbelt.
Was it airside 2?
Please leave all carry-on items stowed and keep the aisles clear until the seatbelt sign has been turned off. Before leaving, please be sure you have all your belongings. Be careful when opening the overhead bins, because baggage...
Orlando traffic, American 0704 heavy, taxiing to the stand, Airside 3 via Bravo 6.
And our One World Alliance partners, thank you for flying with us today. We hope to see you again.
Well, hello, traffic Omega 165 heavies, runway 18 left, vacated and taxiing to airside 3.
Welcome to, ladies and gentlemen, we'll
Bravo
be
Echo.
arriving at gate T9, and your
And I'll
baggage
find a
claim
stand
will
there.
be number 10. Baggage claim for American Airlines.
Correction, American 074 Heavy using Charlie Bravo 7 to Airside 3 via due to spacing.
Down those
See, we can't
escalators,
take that one.
Carousel number 10. On behalf of all the employees of American Airlines, we'd like to thank you for flying with us. And once again, thank you for flying American Airlines, a member of the One World Alliance.
Snyder, yeah. It's a limited demo. We've got most though. We've got most of them in there. I'm going to park next to whoever that is. That's Dan, I think. We'll have a look at Volanta as well and see. Rich, are there any sounds that we didn't notice today that are in the paid-for version? Which, by the way, guys, you can get for $2 and then you can cancel. There we are, narrow taxiways. Very narrow taxiways. Now, where's Dylan going? I'm gonna have to hold here because he's going on in. So some routes in the US I've been reading up, and American Airlines have been flying. It's like 7 flights a day to Miami, just from, I think, was it Chicago or New York or something? Unprecedented amount, in addition to Delta and everything else. So really quite a significant amount of traffic. While we wait for Dylan, unless he's parking. Is he parking? Looks like it. Now let's see if we can turn this on. System, status. That's not doing the job.
Orlando ground, Orlando confused traffic, American 074 Heavy, we are parked up at stand 45.
Ah, yeah, Rich. I did wonder actually. I did think that we were going to get some significant, like maybe missing some sounds. It sounded a bit quiet over the wing. Monty, I'll dig it out once I park up. Bear with me. Try not to crash into Dylan there. Need a heavy stand. Which we're going to struggle with, I think. 52. Let's see if that one works. No, even that doesn't really want to work, and I've effectively killed engine 1 in the process, but...
Orlando traffic, American 414, parking stand 48.
There we go. That's worked. So it's the crossfeed that was killing it. Sounds awesome. Rich, just watch my tutorials, and whenever we fly live, we do like the controller sessions at Birmingham Airport. Just feel free to connect and have a go. That'll do us. Let's kill the engine, because we've got the APU on at 100. Eesh. Simulator. Ding. Beacon. Off, off. And we want talk about pushback. Jetway. We trigger all those. There we go. All of that's working away. Let's check out Volanta. We'll see how we did on touchdown, shall we? So there was our little flight for today. We can complete that. Bit of self-vectoring there past Sanford, and then in for the approach. 10th person to arrive today. There we go. Minus 239 foot per minute and a G of 0.92. Very nice. Quite a nice little journey actually. About 2.5 hours, wasn't it? I think. I forgot to turn some lights off. That looks better. You're going to see the level of details drop off now in a minute. Watch everything go blurry. So Orlando is Sobo handmade. There's even a monorail that goes around the terminals. I think it might be this one. But yes, there it is. So actually one of the better ones from a Sobo, I've got to say. We're waiting on anyone else. I think this was the gaggle of aeroplanes today, I think, wasn't it? Kai, hello. Right, for those of you who want the FT Sim sounds, let me find it, and I'll put the link in the live chat while we're here, so that you know, you guys haven't lost that. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Found the website. It's not the easiest to navigate around, I've got to say. Yes, there we go. So, check the live chat. This is the website where you can download it. There's a free version, which is what we've used today. So it's got engine sounds, some avionics and control sounds, landing gear APU, wind related stuff, like when we heard the nose wheel come down, we heard all that extra wind resistance, and some GPWS stuff, but it's all minimal. Apparently if you pay for it, you get the full version. There you go. They've actually got some other aircraft for MSFS as well, so they've got some LEAP sounds, 747-8 sounds as well, along with a few others. Thanks to everybody that flew along today. Make sure, of course, guys, you tune in on Friday. So in 2 days' time, we're going to be giving away 10 copies, a whopping 10 copies, of the new Bravo Airspace MDSD Las Americas International in the Dominican Republic for Microsoft Flight Simulator. We're going to fly the DC-6 from Princess Juliana over to Las Americas, so a little bit of an Osprey, which is our channel call signs Osprey cargo flight. And throughout that, around about 1.5 hours to 2 hours journey, I'm going to be throwing copies at 10 different winners throughout the stream. So you need to watch all of the stream to be in with a chance to win any of those 10 draws. Each time will be a word that you've got to put in. And it's a really good bit of scenery as well, I've got to say, really impressive. So looking forward to sharing it with you guys and finding 10 subscribers, 10 lucky subscribers on Friday who are going to win one of those 10 copies. All the terms and conditions are on that scheduled post as well for that stream on Friday on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/BritishAvGeek. Hope you've all enjoyed it today. It's a really nice little route, certainly great flying the Heavy Division 787 as well. Dylan, what's the call sign for Osprey Cargo? Osprey. Join us Friday, and thank you to all of our new subscribers. welcome to our new channel members as well. And Paul for super chatting, and Tom as well for super chatting as well with that little volume check as well. Hope you all enjoy the rest of today. Thanks to everybody that flew along as well. Hope you guys enjoyed flying and watching along as well. And I'll see you on Friday for that giveaway. Don't forget, you guys want to make sure you're in it to win it. In the meantime though, as always, thanks for watching and I'll see you soon. Take care.